In this video, we are going to work on our task 2 for the practice project. And on our right, we have a lot of requirements that we need to work on with the most efficient way. I've already written the requirements, but you should identify as you see the requirements. Number of orders in Boston. So even it is not written, you can easily identify that we need to simply count all the number of orders in Boston. So what we can do is, if we filter it this way, just open the destination, select Boston, we can count it like this. Just select all of this after filtering and you will see the count total right at the bottom. But this will take a lot of time if we do it like this. What we use is a COUNTIF function equals to COUNTIF. And since it is a single criteria, because we just need to find the total orders in Boston and other criteria is not applied like Boston for truck 4. It's not the case. So we will use simple COUNTIF. Range is the original data where this criteria can be found. Where this criteria can be found is the destination. So out of all of these destinations, we are searching for Boston. Now, if we select it like this as a criteria, it will give us an error. That's because this is a complete sentence and it's not only Boston. So in these cases, what we have to do is just open the inverted commas and write Boston manually, close the inverted commas and hit enter. So we will do it this way. But if we want to make it even faster, because we have the microwave orders, we have number of journeys with truck 3, we have number of Peter White journeys, all of these things. So this means that every time we need to refer to the data and select a particular range from there. Instead of that, we can name all of these ranges within a single click. How? Just select the complete data. Now again, I want you to stop at this point and use your knowledge what we have learned in the previous examples, because I'm going to show you the answers afterwards. Okay, hopefully that you have tried it by yourself by pausing this video, but if not, this is how you can do it. Just select the complete data, go to the formulas, click on create from selection, but make sure that you select the headings or you include the headings in the data as well. Create from selection. From what selection do you want to name all of these rows? So all of these columns should be named in the name of the heading. So top row, I'll select only that. Right column, I'll uncheck that, click OK. And then we can simply refer to this name ranges. Just drop down the list and look at this magic. Whatever you select, it's referring to a particular data. So if we select transport, this is the whole column selected. And that's exactly what we want. Now the method of application is very simple. The formula is COUNTIF, but in the range for the microwave orders, it should be found in items. And out of the items, we need microwave. Just make sure the spellings are correct. Hit enter. Then we have equals to COUNTIF again. Range, number of journeys for truck 3. Where will the truck's data will be found? In the transport. So from the transport, we only need truck 3. So it's very convenient, as you can see. Number of Peter White journeys. So Peter White might be a driver name, equals to COUNTIF. Again, driver's name. And the criteria is Peter White. Hit enter. Now guys, before continuing, let me just tell you that there are a lot of smart way of doing things, especially if you already know Excel. You might already know, or you might be thinking that why we are not applying pivot tables or other formulas. That's because if we have data in multiple sheets or multiple files, the pivot table will not work easily. In that kind of situations, either you have to work on Power Query, Power BI, or otherwise we need to know these formulas so that it can work in every single situation. So not only we will learn the advanced functions in future, even we will use the AI functions, but right now it's very essential that we learn all of these small tools so that we can work in every single situation. Okay, let's continue. How many times are the number of items less than 20? So here the criteria gets a little difficult. It's not actually difficult. Count if out of the number of items, because we need to select the range which contains all the items. So that's number of items already there named. Criteria is we only need to count which are less than 20. So less than 20 will be mentioned like this, less than 20. Hit enter, and these are 9. Let's try it manually to cross verify. I'll just apply the number filters, less than 20. Here's the result. These are all items, which is 9. Let's uncheck the min max because it creates a lot of confusion. Let's uncheck average as well. We only have count now. So count is mentioned here as 9. Perfect. Now let's move to the next requirement, which is SUMIF or SUMIFS. It's your choice. You have to identify in which criteria what should be applied. So sum of refrigerator items. What is refrigerator items? That means we need to sum all of the refrigerators total. Refrigerator sales total equals to SUMIF. Whenever you want to find the sum with a criteria, that's SUMIF. It's only a single criteria, so we will use SUMIF only, not SUMIFS. In the range, what is the original data name? It's items. So item column is selected. Out of that, we need refrigerators total. So inverted commas, write refrigerator. Make sure the spellings are correct. Comma. Sum range is sales total. Make sure you only select what is the heading name, because we have 2 sales saved as name ranges. So make sure you select the right one. Hit enter, and this is the total. Whenever you want to confirm the total, what you need to do is just apply a filter to the refrigerator, and then we can select those sales manually, and the total is 110,250. 110,250. Here we have it. If you want to apply the comma style, just apply it here, decrease the decimal places, and we are good to go. Next is washing machines. SUMIF range is items. Out of those items, our criteria is washing machine. Close it. Sum range is sales total. And there we have it. Let's apply it again. Oops. Equals to SUMIF. Range is the transport. Out of the transport, we want the total of just truck 4. So just inverted commas right here, truck 4. Make sure the spellings are correct. And in the sum range, we have the sales total. Make sure you select the right range, sum range. Hit enter. And finally, we have the SUMIF for the trucks. Now here's the situation where it gets tricky. Sum of items transported by trucks. That means we need to find the total of all the transport, which is trucks. If it is simple criteria, then we could have selected all of these range, but this involves truck 4, truck 3, truck 1, truck 2. So not only the numbers are included, that means we have different trucks, we have airplanes as well. So out of all of these criteria, we only have to find trucks, whatever is the truck number, we need to total that and exclude the airplane at the same time. But don't worry, that's very simple. The range is the original data, where the data is contained in the transports. And out of these transports, we want to find it for trucks. So just try to write whatever is common in the transport. So truck and space is common for all, or truck name is common for all. The numbers are different. So what we will do is just write here TRUCK and space, because that's common for all. And after that, whatever comes. So for whatever comes, we will use a wildcard character and inverted commas close. Whatever is there, just find that. But in the starting, that should be a truck. Sum range, very simple. Sales total, and hit enter. So this is 326,650. Let's check the total by just excluding the airplanes, and let's select the sales. So that's exactly the same, 326,650, 326,650. That's how perfectly the sum range work using different criterias. Just try this by yourself, and I will see you in the next one.